Hi, it's Dr. Karin. Do you really want to get in contact with your spirit guides so you can get the guidance and inspiration that you really want along your spiritual path? Well, I'm here to give you some really wonderful techniques on how to do just that. Let's jump right in. So I'm going to walk you through a technique to help you contact and connect with your spirit guides. You may want to listen to the whole video first or pause it along the way and then do it in your own time. But every time you start experience like this, because what's important is that you thin this veil, this disconnection between you and spiritual energy so that you can have the experience that your heart so desires. So the way that you start that is always first getting into a space of quiet where you're not going to be disturbed by anyone, where you can really have this experience between you and your spirit team, okay? So find that sacred space. For me, it's a space I love sitting in my bedroom. I have a space I've prayed over. It's my meditation space. And I can really easily get access there to the spiritual realm, to meditation, to my guides and angels, because that space has a really high frequency. So that's something to remember. If you want a space to return to, create a safe space by using sage or bells to clear the space. Just set an intention. You can ring bells, you can burn sage, and just clear the space of any negative energy to start out with. So let me walk you through how to do that. So if you're going to use sage, you can go ahead and burn it around the space. I use a feather to let the sage go. If not, you can light a candle. That's fine if you don't have sage today or time to go to the store. Light a candle. Really, all those elements, even though they do have specific properties that do help cleanse vibration and air and energy, you can set an intention and achieve that just as easily by the intention of your own energetic field, okay? So go grab a candle if you want. You can always pause me along the way, and let's set an intention as you light this candle or as you burn the sage or as you ring the bell, that this space is cleared and that only those energies, entities, and beings of the white light of God, set this intention through your own thinking or prayer. You ask that only those energies and beings of the white light of God be allowed around you. Any energy, entity, or being that is not of the white light of God, we ask to leave this space right now and go back to the place it calls home, and that your energy field is purified, and so it is. As you're starting this experience, it's really important that you sit in a really straight up and down position so that your spine is situated in a place of stability so that the energy can flow through you. So in whatever position feels good, I put a prayer cushion under me. You can put a mat or a pillow. Again, you don't have to have anything super special unless it feels special to you. So as you continue to have a spiritual practice, you can always add those things into your space. But for now, just be in a position that feels comfortable for you. We've done the cleansing. Now take a deep breath. And when you take a deep breath, I want you to breathe from the base of your spine up to the top of your head and back down. So let's do that. Really deep breath. As you're doing that, what you're doing is you're opening your chakras, your 7 energy centers that start at the root of your spine and make their way up through. You've got your root, your sacral, your solar, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. So as you're opening that, you're just opening up your communication with the divine within you, and you're allowing more of a spiritual experience for yourself. So do it again. Deep breath from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. Very intentional, slow exhale. Now I want you to float into a place of non-judgment. And the way you can do that is to kind of picture yourself, and it's okay if thoughts come and go, because they will. Just let them float by when they come and go. Now, as you're in this space and you've cleared your energy field, I want you to picture yourself sitting in an open field. Sitting in a place that feels really good to you, that feels really pure. Maybe you've got like golden flowers around you, or maybe the sky is blue with a cloud or two floating by. Maybe a bird is chirping over to the side. It's the perfect temperature. You're there to meet your spirit guides. You're there to just be with you, the highest version of you, and your spirit guides, and just be, no judgment. Thoughts are going to come and go. You're going to question things. That's just what we do with our monkey mind. So just come back to that place of peace in the field. I'm just going to continue to walk you through it. Take another deep breath. And just feel connected to spirit, connected to God, connected to Mother Earth as it's under you. Maybe you feel the grass under you. Butterfly flies by. Just be for a moment. Now, as you're sitting in that sacred space, in that field with the perfect temperature around you, you notice over to the right, you notice that there's a stream and there's a bridge. That bridge is what's going to walk you over to the spiritual place, the spiritual realm, where you're going to be able to meet your spirit guides. Your main guides may show up. Other guides may show up. Let's have no expectation. Just be open to whatever is meant to happen is going to happen for you today. So as you notice the bridge, breathing deeply, giving yourself permission to take this in your own time, you're going to gently get up from where you are. And you're going to walk over to this bridge. It's made out of whatever feels good to you. For me, mine's made out of wood and it has a nice little arc to it. I'm barefoot, I can feel the grass underneath my feet. And as you walk over the bridge, you can feel your feet on the warm wood because they've been sitting in the sun. And so the bridge is nice and warm and you walk over. And as you cross over the stream, you might notice that the stream is bubbling underneath you. You may notice a little frog or a turtle on the bank. It's just all perfect, all as it should be. And you know in your heart as you walk, we're going to set the intention now, energetically and spiritually, that your main guide is going to come, because what you notice as you're walking through the bridge is that there is a bench or a seat. For me, it's a log, a flattened log to sit on, whatever feels good for you. There's a place for you and for someone else to join you on that log, and that's where you're heading. There's some woods past a little clearing, and that's where your spirit guide is going to be coming from to join you on this sitting place. That is going to be your sacred meeting with your main guide. So walk over the bridge gently, just notice your surroundings. Let your heart and your ears and your nose be open to all the senses, all the joy, all the beautiful smells and sounds as you make your way over to the seat that you've chosen for yourself. Alongside this brook, alongside the woods, you feel safe, you feel like you're home, you feel at home, and your spirit guide is starting to emerge as you feel at home. Take a minute to sit and just feel safe and comfortable in the spot as you're visualizing it in your mind. Now ask your spirit guide in your mind to come towards you and make their way towards you. They're coming from the side of you, so you can't quite see them yet. Just sit in your knowing that they're coming, but you feel totally safe, totally held by God, totally protected by all your spirit team, by this beautiful environment that you've put around you. There's no threat to anything. It's just all peace and love and joy where you are. Now I want you to look to the right, and as your spirit guide makes their way to you, just look up in your mind's eye and notice that you see a being coming towards you. And what is the first image that pops up in your mind as he or she comes and sits by you on the bench? So your imagination in this moment is your soul's playground. You may see many images come as you're kind of deciphering through what they are. If this is the first time you did it, that's totally normal. The more you do it, the more you'll be able to hone in on one. You may have honed in on one immediately. It's all perfect. It's all good, no matter what's coming up for you. It's exactly perfect for you in this moment. Ask for him or her to take form of whatever is for your highest good, whatever your main guide would be the form of, and just check them out. Look at them up and down. Take in whatever it is that they look like. For me, my main guide is a Native American chief. I know exactly what he looks like because I visit with him all the time. I have a friend who has this cute little old lady who comes and she doesn't say much. I have other friends that have a knight that's in armor. It can be whatever came up for you, whatever feels resonant with you. Now ask them as they're sitting there to just pass along to you any message that is meant for you. You may ask for a name, you may ask for a message, whatever intention you want right now. As you're opening your awareness and you've opened up the crown chakra over your head and you've opened up your communication, you can ask anything, and whatever comes up, it's gonna run through your spirit, right? The filter would be your mind. Your mind's gonna try to undo what your soul's trying to show you right now. And by the way, anything that is coming from your spirit guide is going to be good and feel really, really good to you. If anything feels like a warning or a threat or anything judgmental, that's not from your spirit guide, that's from your monkey mind. So we're going to drop then into your place of knowing. So ask again anything that you'd like to ask. And just trust that whatever is coming up is the communication that is coming through as your higher self interprets what the spirit guide is telling you. You can pause the video right now and just be in communication as it feels comfortable to you. Now you can sit there as long as you'd like. This is your experience to have in your own time when you're ready. Now mind you, your spirit guide's always with you, but this right now is kind of more of a physical, if you will, meeting with them, even though it's in visualization. It's more of a physical experience for you to recognize them. And you can do this any time you want, and it will clearer and clearer over time. What I want you to do now is thank them. So much gratitude. You can hug them. You can just send waves of gratitude and love over them. And then I want you to receive that back because they're thanking you too. They love having these experiences with you. They have been yearning for it and waiting for it for your entire life. That's a beautiful thing. So feel that interchange, that interplay of love between the two of you. And when you're ready, you can say goodbye. It's not really goodbye though, because they're kind of always around you, but you can say, I'm going to return now to my other sacred space. And I want you to come back over the bridge. Come back into the field where you were. And I want you to come back to the sitting place that matches how you're sitting right now in your sacred space. Because we don't want to leave you in this high frequency place of floating around in spirit world. We want to bring you back into your body, because a lot of times we can have experiences where we really go to such layers of high consciousness. We got to come back and ground into our real human life. I don't know which life is real. You can argue that either one of them are, but let's come back into your human existence. So come back and sit as you were in that field into your human life, and let's ground you. I want you to feel Mother Earth around you. I want to wrap this experience in the white light of God. I love to ask for Mother Mary to wrap this in a bubble of light and hold it in a sacred space for you to return to anytime you want, to be protected by the white light of God, and let nothing interfere with it, because this is yours and yours alone. I want you to take a deep breath, feel that gratitude, that protection. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, I want you just to feel the ground under you. Let's ground you as you're coming back. I want you to feel your legs. Notice what's in the room around you. Bring yourself back into this earthly realm. Again, speak a thank you to your spirit team, and know that you can access them at any time. Okay, now that you're back, I'm going to give you a few pointers on how to connect with them regularly during your human experience. But before I do, if you can find it in you as you're sitting in this woo-woo space of pure enlightenment, click the like button on the video if you really like this kind of content, because that's how I'm going to know to give you more of it. And subscribe to my channel if you'd like to have more experiences like this, because I love bringing you to a place where you get to communicate with your spirit team. Let's get back to the process. Okay, now that you've had some kind of connection with your spirit guide, I would love for you to experience this more and more in your walking daily life. And I want to give you some ways to connect with them even when you're not in that meditation. So ask your spirit guide right now, just show me that you're present, show me more guidance, always show me the next steps. And then as you're carrying on with your life, specifically today, because if you did that meditative experience we just had in a way that opens you, you're at a really high frequency. I can hear a very high ringing in my ears right now because the frequency around me is a lot higher. You're going to have a lot more signs and synchronicities when you're in that state of higher consciousness. So as you move on with your day, know that everything that you're seeing is a sign that's sent to you. Notice as you walk around outside that maybe it's a blue jay, or maybe you find a feather in the grass, or you notice a flower you'd never noticed before, or some random animal shows up on your pathway that you normally wouldn't run into. Notice that they're all signs. Spirit world, specifically your guides and angels, love to work with nature. When I come out of meditation, if I go outside, there can be no wind whatsoever, and my wind chime will just go off, which is really, really awesome. So I know they can use the weather quite often, especially breezes. You may notice smells that typically would not be in that space. So whenever you experience something with your senses that otherwise would have been a chance happening, know it's a synchronicity, know it's the easiest way for your guide to contact you, and know that you are being loved and supported in every single step of your pathway. So if you love experiences like this, I love to show you a way to activate more of this in you as you're activating this rebel soul in you that's leaving this old way of being disconnected from spirit and disconnected from your higher self, and going into this place where you can find more connection. I have a masterclass about activating your rebel soul. It's totally free. I would love to see you there. It's so easy. Just click the link below, and I can't wait to see you and have you be a part of my tribe.